Ooh, new Seggy alert. Y'all hear that? Trade or fade. Okay, here we go. It's going to be real simple. I'm giving you guys an all-star. We're going to go with John Morant. You trading that player or fade and he just stays where he is. Chandler Parsons. We know everything that's happened in the last few seasons. We know that all of the pointing seems to be towards him being moved. He is still only 26 years old, by the way, which I constantly have to remind myself of that. So, trade or fade, John Morant.
I'm trading him. I'm trading him. The Memphis Grizzlies, I feel like they're stuck in the mud. They're not a good team. They're not a contender. It's. I feel like you could still get something back for him and continue to build around Jaren Jackson. I think they might even listen to offers on Jaren Jackson and kind of and look ahead to the future and see what assets you can get. They found something in Coward. You know, they got guys like Edie and Wet. Like they have some talent, but I just think John Morant, his time is running out here. He's unhealthy. He's not happy. He's had his issues with the staff. He's had the suspensions. I just feel like it's kind of run its course here, and I think a fresh start for John Morant is exactly what he wants. And I think, like you said, he's 26 years old. He still has potential to be an all-star, all-NBA type player in this league. I just don't think that's ever going to happen in Memphis. So I would trade him.
Lou, word on the street, Miami Heat. He'd like to go there. I mean, who wouldn't?
You wouldn't know it?
I mean, what?
Listen, if he goes to Miami, there will be a hard reset with the way that they carry things out in Miami. But there may be something that he needs. So I'm going with trade on this one. I think it's time for a fresh start for John Morant. I think it's time for a fresh start for the Memphis Grizzlies. I also agree with Chandler. I'm not even surprised if they even start shopping Jaren Jackson around and see if they can start fresh in its entirety when it comes to their star players. So I just think it's time now, you know, and as you see Trae Young move forward and you see that big smile on his face, I think a trade can do the same kind of wonders for John Morant. So I'm going trade.
Wait, can I get GM Lou for a second? Because obviously moving John Morant's been talked about for so long, but if it does or when it does happen, it's still going to be a big deal. If you move Ja, do you just move Jaren as well and just let's complete?
I think
you got all those picks from Desmond Bane, so.
Yeah, I think you start fresh. I think you start fresh. I mean, you've seen the writing on the wall when it's just one of those guys on the floor. You still don't get the results, right? And so at this point, I think if you're the Memphis Grizzlies, I think we just blow this whole thing up and let's start fresh. We got some assets, we got some things that we can shop around and we can do that we can rebuild this thing pretty swiftly. So why not look into it?
I'm wondering if the Ja Morant Trae Young, because there will be comparisons. However this plays out, is it going to be a higher payoff or a lower payoff, Chandler?
I think lower. I really do. I think the way that the game is going and how fast and 3-point heavy, he's not the best shooter in the league. And again, with all the antics and the distractions off the court, you hear around the league, it's his value is very, very low. And at the end of the day, Trae Young is still electric. Trae Young can shoot the ball. Trae Young can still go average 30-plus points in this league. I don't know if John Morant can do that. I really don't. So I think his value is less than Trae Young.
It's all very humbling. We got another.
Which, by the way, I hate that so much because he is so good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be. He should be one of the faces of the league still. It just took such a plateau.
It's wasted potential, is what my parents would say. Wasted
potential. I was hoping we were about to move on because I was gonna be a diplomat because I feel both ways. Like I feel like both. Like I look at Trae Young's situation and I feel like the Atlanta Hawks, they kind of moved fast in moving him because I think they felt good where they were with how the team was playing as it was with him out of the lineup. And so they moved faster. I think the Memphis Grizzlies, they kind of take their time and they're a little bit more patient in seeing what's out there because Ja Morant is slightly younger than Trae Young is, and they still probably feel like he has value. And so if I'm Memphis, I'm taking my time all the way up into the deadline to kind of find something I want. But I also agree with Chandler on seeing what happened with Trae Young and looking at the value and saying, hey, this is something that we can compare this to. So I feel both ways. I'm not sure. I literally just want to be a fly on the wall and see how this plays out.
Yeah, I think the Hawks traded Trae Young thinking they're getting better. I think the Grizzlies trade John Morant to tank and to rebuild. I think that's a difference.
To start fresh.
Different
Okay,
scenario.
so now we've got two scenarios. We're going lower and lower in age. We've learned what we've learned from Trae Young. We're learning with Ja Morant. Now we go to LaMelo Ball because we know everything. He is talented, but he does get injured. You never know what you're going to get with him, which could be good and bad. But now that we've sort of hindsight being 2020, Lou, if you're the Hornets, do you go ahead and pull the trigger on this trade at his maximum value in time?
I think you do, but I don't think they will. So my official vote is trade. Yeah, my official vote is trade, but I don't think they will. I think he's young enough that you spin the block one more time, and then if he's having riffs with the coach, I'm speaking out of class. I don't speak Hornets fluently, so I don't know what's going on. But you probably look at the coach before you look at the player because he's so young. But my official vote for this segment is I think you trade him. I think a fresh start is good for LaMelo Ball as well, but I don't think that's what happens.
I think he's so good at basketball. I think he's so young. I think he's talented. I don't think he's their franchise piece. I think Brandon Miller and I think Knipple are. So I think with that being said, I think you trade him. And again, I think his value, like there's always the rumors and the talk about his personality or his off the court. Can you win with him? Is he ever the leader? Is he serious? I think all those questions are valid and fair, but there's no doubt how talented he is. There's no I would love to see this dude in LA on the Clippers. I would love to see him in a different market and I think he'll flourish. I think he'll do ways for his game. I think he needs to be around a vet locker room. This locker room here is not doing him any favors. I think he needs to be around a more experienced presence and a more experienced coach to get the best out of LaMelo Ball. So I 1,000% would at least look to trade him while he has pretty high. I think he's got higher value than Ja and Trae.
Is that talent and age, or how much is age a part of thinking that?
A lot. I mean, the dude is young. He is young and he is productive and he's going to put up numbers and he's a huge big guard that we talk about. Cade Cunningham, 6'6", 6'7" guard. LaMelo Ball is that, with even more of an offensive package to him. So there's still so much potential for him. I just think they found gold with Knipple. I think Brandon Miller's a stud. I think Kalkbrenner's a stud. They have other assets that I think that they would rather build around than LaMelo Ball.
It's kind of crazy because when they put those five guys on the floor, they're actually pretty damn good if you're going by nerd stats.
So talented.
I know, so that's why I feel like making this
one
call
more time.
hard.
I think they see it through. I think they see it through and they see what the results are.
I'm kind of with Lou on this one. And then if you gotta get rid of him, you do a weird rebuild, a rebuild light, if you will. It's coming. Austin Reaves. We had to get here. Chandler. We had to get here. Yeah. This looked like for sure he was headed towards All-Star time, and then the stupid injury pops up, and so now we've talked so much about him. Rich Paul's talked so much about him. It seems like his value couldn't possibly get any higher than it is right now. He is up for a massive extension over the summer, $15 million player option for next season. Trade or fade Austin Reaves, Chandler.
Like we said, if they're going to trade someone to better that roster and build around Luka, it's got to be Austin Reaves. Do I think they should trade him? No, I don't. And I know that the Genie Bus and that family loves Austin Reaves, and he is going to get paid in a Laker uniform this summer. It's only a matter of time. So I think the start he's had of the season, look at those numbers. Those are insane numbers from a dude that just continues to get better and better. And he's a great dude, and he's a hard worker. He's another big guard that can play multiple positions. Again, if you want to fully go build around Luka and add more defensive-minded presence that would fit possibly better with Luka, sure. But Austin Reaves, you're not just going to give him away for a couple of wing defenders. I don't think it happens. So I'm fading this, but the only way to change up this roster and make a big splash is to trade him. He's their only asset.
Trade him and trade him for Jaren Jackson Jr.
Oh, you like the Jaren Jackson?
Easy done.
It's not the worst idea. It really is.
But don't you kind of let's just between the three of us real quick. No one's listening. Don't you kind of feel bad for Austin Reaves? If that happened, come on, I break your heart.
Yeah,
but listen,
I feel real bad.
I've been a Laker before. Again, we're talking about an organization that chased championships. They're not in the rebuilds. They're not in the developing. They're in the banners. and they're going to do everything that they can to hang a banner. And if they don't feel like they're in that position now, they're going to look at the trade deadline. They've always used the trade deadline as a weapon, and this year is no different. And who's the one guy that has the value? Like we said, it's Austin Reaves.
That sucks.
He's turned himself into a very big name in this market, and he's going to be the guy that's going to bring in some pieces that's going to get them to where they are if they don't feel like they're there right now at this moment. So trade him.
So here's where it's fun.
Trade or fade, he's getting damn near $200 million.
Doesn't matter. Because the banner thing is big. It's big. And also, let me ask you this, because everyone loves Austin Reaves. Clearly, that's what I'm hearing across the board. However, if I say to you, ooh, Western Conference, Luka and Austin Reaves are coming, who's scared of that? Who's scared of that?
Not the Rockets or Nuggets or Spurs or Thunder.
No, and I guess that's the bottom line. Damn,
Again,
Austin.
it's how much you want to put into this Luka stock. How much do you want to build around him? Because technically, that's Austin Reaves is not what Luka needs and wants, I think, to make that team better. So, like Lou said, like Rich Paul said, there's one asset, and it's Austin Reaves. So,
can we at least get him to like a contender somewhere else? Can we not like just send him out to an island to roast? Come on,
it's going to be somewhere that he's going to be happy as well. But we're beating a dead horse. He's the guy. If you're gonna do something that's gonna,
he's gone.
If it's gonna be something that makes a difference, it has to be him.
First of all, by the way, I disagree, Lou. I don't think
you can't do anything lateral. Like you can't do anything lateral. No. They're gonna
they're not gonna trade. What are they gonna get back for like Rui and Marcus Smart? I mean, that's not gonna better their team. If they want to.
Well, what if we start moving? We involve other teams. Maybe we can finagle some cute stuff to come out of this, so we're not just like, okay, go to never be heard from again. Man, tough biz y'all are in. Tough biz. Trade or fade part two. Michael Porter Jr. So this one's interesting because goes to Brooklyn last summer, and I think people just thought, well, we'll never hear from him again, except for that he starts to put up career numbers and has had quite the resurgence out there playing for the Nets. Under contract for $40 next season. A lot of talk around this guy. Trade or fade Michael Porter Jr., Lou?
I say you trade him. He comes from a pedigree of winning. He's not doing it in Brooklyn. Don't allow him to waste there. Let him go somewhere that he's going to be a valuable asset to a team that's building in the right direction. Brooklyn just shown that's not where they are these past 3 to 4 years. They're not in the space of trying to play winning basketball and get to a place where they're competitive in the East. So if I'm Michael Porter Jr., I'm pushing this as well. I'm hooping here, and I'm happy, and I'm probably doing my thing, but I want to be on a contender, so I would say trade.
Okay.
Trade, and you know what's crazy? When they traded Cam Johnson for him, I was like, this is unbelievable for the Nuggets. Cam Johnson's like a better version who will fit that mold more, and man, this dude is averaging 26. I know their team stinks, and he's the number one option, and obviously playing behind Murray and Jokic, you can't do this with the 26 and 7. But trade him. He is too. And by the way, he is going to get traded. I think he's probably the most likely to get traded of all these guys we're doing. It doesn't make sense. He's not a guy you necessarily want to build around if you're Brooklyn, but right now his value is super high, and there's a lot of suitors for him. I immediately think Golden State, like he's exactly what they need. Like there's so many teams that could use Michael Porter. The dude is averaging 26 and 7, shooting 40 from 3 and 50 from the field. Like he is careering. Get him out of there while he's got extremely high trade value.
Did you just come up with a new term, careering?
Yeah,
I like
careering.
Careering, dude. He is 26 ball. Like, get him out of there and get him on another.
I kind of like it.
I kind of like it too. Careering is a positive thing.
Careering is nice.
Trade him. He is going. What's today's date? He is going to get traded. I firmly believe that.
Okay, let me ask you this, because you just said his value's never been higher. So is it Kuminga and a first-round pick, and he goes to Golden State? Is that enough?
Yeah, when I think of the Warriors, I think Michael Porter, I think Trey Murphy, and I think Trey Murphy brings in too many. I heard Trey Murphy's, they want 3 first-round picks for him, which I think that's a lot. But, yeah, I think both of those guys fit that. And I think the Brooklyn Nets are where they're at right now as a franchise. They could take on a Kuminga and kind of be one of their pieces moving forward. So, It makes sense. It really, really makes sense. And this dude's playing good. Like he was the number one player in high school. He had the bad back. He had the situation in Missouri. So like he's always had the talent, and he is flourishing right now. And I want to see him on a contender.
Lou, you good with that one?
I love it.
Is that enough?
I love it. I don't have anything to add to that.
Crazy because he just was on a contender, and we kind of like the fans were tired of him. The fans wanted him out of there, and now he's just putting up 26 a game, and now he's like a hot commodity.
He does be saying
You know why the fans were tired of him? Because he was tired of being the third option. He wanted to be somewhere where he can go get his 26 on, where he can go career.
Okay, so you can do that Golden State, right? Like it's not gonna. It'll just be a different vibe. I kind of like this actually. I'm like
trading.
this actually.
Trade.
Consider it done. Shams.
By the way, we are trading everybody today.
I mean, listen, I didn't think anybody was going to get traded before this, but everybody. I faded the first one. That was it.
Fire sale.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to do a little more run it back on the other side. We'll be back.
Run it back.